25 stones, you say? Well, we gotta get those. But we don't read Japanese. How are we supposed to get this? Well, you're in luck. Welcome to TallenV's Japanese School, where we teach you how to read basic kanji, hiragana, and katakana, so you too can get your stones. Let's get to work. What's going on, everyone? TallenV back here, and today, yes, it is time for probably a major update video that has been it should have been done like a year ago, but nonetheless, it is here now, and we are going to, of course, update the video in terms of how to read Jp Dokkan Battle. And before anyone goes in the comments saying, play global, check the Reddit, use Google Translate, if that was the case, then I wouldn't be making this video, because I still, to this day, will get comments or reactions or tweets or anything about, how do I do this? What does this say? How does this work? When I know a lot of people don't see my videos, and I can kind of chalk that up to a lot of the YouTube problems when it comes to notifications and everything like that, or where people just go for the very first video that they see on the subject, and they're like, okay, I got it. And then next thing you know, a week later, I'm getting flooded with comments about, what does this mean? What does this say? And all this stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to do this not simply just to simply tell you what it is, but to kind of give you some background information, some basic kanji, some basic Japanese to go through. And just, if you've ever been interested in the language itself, this is your chance to start doing this. If you've ever wondered, why should I learn another language, and you want to try to relate it to something like your hobby, whether it's Dragon Ball, a video game, or anything like that, then why not take an opportunity to be like, you know what, I'm going to learn Japanese. Dragon Ball is from Japan, obviously. Might as well learn it. I can play this game. Heck, I'll be able to play other games maybe sometimes. So without further ado, let's get into some very basic information real quick. Now, real quickly, as also, before we actually get into kanji or anything like that, there are two ways that you can go ahead and read Japanese. You got hiragana and katakana. Now, I'm not going to go over each single one. I did that in a video previously, and it's very simplistic Japanese, essentially. If you want to be able to learn some good Japanese, I recommend the book called Genki 1 and Genki 2. I used them personally when I was in university. They helped a lot. I still use them to this day to go ahead and review certain things and grammar points and all that kind of stuff. It's a very good book, in my personal opinion, for starting out learning the language. However, I will recommend learn katakana first, then hiragana. I don't know what it is, but when I tried learning hiragana, then katakana, didn't work out for me so well. I did katakana, then hiragana in high school, whereas college I tried to do it the opposite way. I was like, katakana was easier for me personally. A lot of my friends have also said that. So if you want to go ahead and learn that stuff, make sure you do katakana, then hiragana, then go into grammar, kanji, and all that fun stuff, okay? So in this video, I want to cover go into three topic areas, I would say, I guess, in terms of what I think is very important for you to at least be able to recognize in this particular game. Certain words that are definitely going to be throughout many different games, or any kind of, if you happen to take a class, you might actually recognize and go, oh, I've seen that before. Or maybe if you do watch certain anime in Japanese and then maybe Japanese subtitles show up or something, or you listen to it and you're like, that sounds familiar. I actually know what that means without having to look at the subtitles or anything like that. So I'm going to go through three sections. I'm going to go through some kind of basic, again, kanji words that you should go ahead and be able to recognize and everything like that. And then we're going to go into passives, okay, mostly focusing on the passives and some of the kanji that you might see on a lot of cards. And then we're going to go into a lot of kanji and words that you'll see in the missions, because I know a lot of people come and they want to get those stones, they want to get all those missions and everything. So without further ado, let's get into it, okay? So first off right now, and by the way, I am kind of looking at my computer because I've got a huge list of notes I just want to be able to go over. So if I am doing something wrong, or I'm not looking directly at the camera, that is particularly why, okay? So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at friend versus ally, okay? So this is, again, basic kanji. I'm going to be using my World Tournament team here, or not my World Tournament team, but my Survival Tournament team, because a lot of this kanji is in a lot of these different characters and everything like that. So let's go and take a look real quick, okay? So first off is friend versus ally. So friend in Japanese is mikata, okay? And enemy is teki. Okay, so if we want to look here at the KL card right here, it says category no, and then it says all types key +2, okay? Now that is something else to note right there. There is no mikata, there is no teki, which means there's no enemy, there is no allies. This goes to everybody, okay? Although technically it is on the team, you're not going to be giving key and support to your enemies, but I will show that in Jiren's passive here in just a second, okay? So one thing you've got to learn is mikata no zentai. Okay, zentai means given to all. Okay, zen meaning all, And then Kai is body, so giving it to everyone on your particular team. That is why whenever you see something like this in a particular passive, leader skill, you name it, it means that it is going to everybody right there, okay? If we go over to somebody like Jiren here, Jiren actually has Teki in his passive here, okay? So if we go ahead and look here, it says, Tan Hajimeru no Toki ni, Jibun no attack and defense up 130%. And then we get into it right here. Teki Zen Tai. Okay, so Teki. Okay, by the way, I'm gonna have him kanji up on the side here, so you can go and take a look at it real quick. But Teki obviously means enemy. Zentai means all, so it means that if all enemies have a medium chance to stun, as we already know his passive right there. But I'm trying to right now just simply show you the basic parts of looking for, okay, is this actually affecting this? Is it affecting this? Because anytime a new card comes out, some people will always wonder, like, okay, we get the general idea, right? It gets this certain percent attack up or something like that. He nukes, he changes orbs, whatever the case may be. But what about the particulars? Is it affecting the whole team? Is it not affecting the whole team? Something like Angel Golden Frieza. If you go into that card right now, let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's head over there. Let's go into the category real quick. If we go to Golden Frieza, or Angel Golden Frieza, it says all super type Teki and Mikata, no attack 15% down, okay? So that right there is something you have to keep an eye out. We know already that two of the kanji that pretty much everyone should know if you play Dokkan is going to be Cho, which means super, okay? So that's pretty standard stuff right there. And then the other one is Kyoku. Kyoku means, like extreme / bad guy, essentially. So anytime you see it with like, any of the LRs that are 100% for the bad guys, LR Cell, LR Bojack, those kind of guys, those are of course for the villain type cards or any of the bad guys. And then Cho is super, so that's just something to keep in mind right there, okay? So going back over to what we want right now, though, when it comes to Frieza's passive is that. So we have the super types, Teki, again, meaning enemy, and Mikata, which means ally, which means everyone, whether it's ally or a foe, gets 15% down in their attack. If they're a super type card, if they're an extreme type card, they're not affected. Okay, so that's just something, again, to keep in mind right there when it comes to this stuff, okay? So those are some basic kanji you definitely want to keep an eye out for. Some other kanji you definitely want to be keeping an eye out for are going to be Tokidoki, Chu, Takai, and Cho Takai. Okay, so Tokidoki, as you've seen, it usually refers to like a very small chance, give or take around 20% if I had to take a random guess. It's never exact, but Tokidoki means like a rare chance for something to happen. Okay, technically there is a word for rare as well, which is mare. So maybe you've seen that sometimes with a chance to stun particularly. Let's see if I can quickly find a card real quick that has a rare chance to stun. Probably you. You're Tokidoki. Rare chance to stun. I think you. No, you're Tokidoki too. Well, I can't find one off the bat. Oh, actually, I know. Let's go Adult Gohan. I believe he has a rare chance to stun. Costs. Okay, let's see. Do I still have that agility? I should have that agility. I'm not finding him. So I'll have it up on the side of the screen to kind of show you guys what I mean. But nonetheless, there is Mare, which is like a very rare chance to stun, like very minuscule chance that it might be able to stun or do something particular in the game. Then Tokidoki is next, which again, I'm going to say guess around a 20-25% chance. I know probably there's some calculations that have said it, but based on kanji and Japanese meaning itself, it means, again, a very limited chance for it to happen, okay? Next is going to be Chu, or another way to say it in Japanese is Naka. Chu, I think is, if I remember correctly, it is the Chinese way of reading that kanji particularly. But again, Chu means middle, or kind of giving a medium chance to stun, seal, whatever the case may be. I know for a fact one that you can definitely look at is if you go into Bardock here, the SSJ3 Bardock. He has again, yes, Chu right there, a medium chance to seal the super attack. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind right there. Next is Takai, or there's a couple of ways you can say it, but basically a high chance to do something. A high chance to do an additional attack, high chance for that attack to be a super, whatever the case may be. And then Cho Takai means a super high chance, so I can actually show you on the Bulma, the 100% Bulma that everyone has. Let's go and check the looker right here. So she has a Chotakai chance to reduce damage by 50% right there. So again, those are the kanji you definitely gonna be looking for if you see something along the lines of, hey, you know, I can stun, I can seal, whatever it is. If you do not see any of those words, then generally it just simply means you can do it. If you look at anything like a Tech Bardock here, the Super Saiyan Bardock, it automatically just says he seals a super attack, right? There's no chance, there's no nothing on there. So if you see that, then you know for a fact that, hey, I don't really have to worry about that, okay? So let's see, we've gone over friends, we've gone over allies, we've gone over Tokidoki, Chu, Takai, Chotakai. We've gone over Extreme and Super, which I think a lot of people kind of recognize already because of how long the game has been out. But again, I wanted to simply cover it in case something like Angel Golden Frieza does pop back up and you have to go ahead and take care of that, okay? Other than that, one last thing I do want to cover real quick is also, we're going to be going into the missions here in just a second. But again, keep in mind the kanji for Zen. Okay, so Zen being the kanji that looks like this, kind of looks like a dome almost. Another way that you can say it is going to be subete. Subete, again, is the same meaning, just a different way of saying it, depending on how you are reading the kanji and what situation it is in, okay? So now, the most important one that I know a lot of people are going for right now is, of course, the missions when it comes to certain things, okay? So I can't cover every single mission, obviously. Sometimes things are, you know, the way that they word it sometimes can make it a little difficult, and that's why I always try to make the translation videos to go and look at the extra details. But I will cover some of the basic stuff that almost every single one has, no matter what the mission is. So let's get straight into that, okay? So if we scroll down here real quick, I'm going to go into the 250 million download missions that a lot of us have been completing over the time. Most of us probably have completed. I've done videos on them as always. But let's go ahead and take a look right here, okay? Where'd you go? Okay, so here we go. So one thing that I know a lot of missions tend to do sometimes nowadays is like no support items, no continues, no damage, so anything like that. So right now you should be seeing those three words on the side of the screen. Support item is very easy to recognize. Support the item, okay? And if you see like Shinai, that means no. Shinai means negative in Japanese, okay? If you see Aru, then that generally means you can do it or use it or whatever the case may be. But Shinai usually refers to the negative unless you start doing like double negatives and everything like that. So it can be a little bit of a pain. No continues is pretty simple. Again, I'm showing you the wording that you'd want to be looking for if you see that. A lot of these little missions sometimes will say like, hey, defeat a stage without taking any damage. Instead of going into a Dokkan Fest event, you're going to go into a very simple story event or something like that, right? And as long as you don't get too unlucky, you should be able to beat it, no problem. Get that mission done and you're all good to go, okay? Now, going back to one of the words I just really went over about a minute or two ago is subete, okay? So this shows up when it says, you know, usually like something along the lines of complete all missions, okay? And one mission that everyone's always asking about is the one about getting the 25 stones in the at least in this case, with the 250 million download celebration, or if it happens to be something else when it comes to that. So if I can find it, here we go. Okay, so this one right here. So subete, okay, it means all, and then taisei means achieve or to finish, and then shimasho means let's. So let's finish / achieve all of the missions, essentially, okay? And of course, you see mission here in katakana. Again, if you've learned any basic kind of katakana, then you can go ahead and recognize that, okay? So, or one thing is if maybe you don't have the time to learn and you're trying to use Google Translate, because I know a lot of people do that sometimes, instead of translating the entire sentence sometimes, it's easier to literally translate word by word. Translate the mission part right here if you need to, and then if you recognize that all, you'd be like, okay, so mission all, subete. Okay, so generally right there, you can start to kind of picture and be like, okay, that means mission all. And if I see something like clear, okay, clear, okay, or, you know, taisei, achieve or finish, shimasho, let's, then you're like, oh, okay, so probably along the lines of something of let's finish all the missions right there, okay? Something else that I want to go into as well is going to be something like this. Usually this says, you know, character. Character you see a lot, so generally refers to doing something with a character. One person, or not, you know, one person right there. This kanji in particular, I don't exactly know the best way. Speaking it is very hard. I mess it up all the time, but this is the kanji for the ability system. So anytime you see this line of kanji right now in terms of the ability system, it's really good to have right there, okay? So just make sure you go ahead and try and recognize those. Z battle is, I think, pretty well recognized along a lot of people right now. Another one is definitely going to be stage. If I go back to the missions I have not completed yet, this is probably one of the biggest, simplest words that you'll ever come across, but you need to be able to remember it and know what it looks like. And that is, of course, the katakana word for stagey or stage when translated to English, okay? Anytime a mission says something along the lines of beat stage 90 or stage whatever by this many times using the kanji kai, which is a box inside a smaller box, generally it means beat this stage this amount of times, and then you're good to go, okay? Obviously, it's usually within a certain story event or a certain mission or something, or a certain event, Dokkan Fest, whatever it may be. It's not just going to be do 25. It sometimes can be that. Like maybe random weekend missions. But in terms of something that comes out during a new story event, that's not the case right there, okay? So just remember that if you're looking at something that says stagey, you go, okay, hang on. Stage, let's take a look at all the stages real quick. Oh, it means I need to do this stage this amount of times to try and get this stone, okay? And if it says clear it 700 times, don't do it, okay? But generally, it doesn't mean that. Like, for example, these ones right here are talking about doing damage to something, okay? Not necessarily that I need to go complete the stage 200,000 times or 2 million times, just simply I need to go and do this amount of damage in total or something like that, okay? Other than that, though, guys, I feel like that's the biggest things when it comes to certain kanji in Japanese that I think is probably the most important when it comes to reading JP Dokkan Battle. If you've ever been intimidated by it because it's a new language, a bunch of squiggles, as my friend Lemon calls it, it's not that bad, honestly. And I know it may sound weird for me coming from a guy who has studied Japanese for, I don't know, 10 years now or so, but I think it's personally worth it to not only pick up a language skill, be able to play a game, and be able to help others. I think, it's 3 for 1 right there in my personal opinion. So it's definitely good. If you've ever considered wanting to jump into JP, but you haven't had the time or you don't want to simply because of the language barrier, give it a try or try to study some Japanese if possible, because it can help you not even with this game, but with others as well, because I know there are a lot of little mobile games that people like to pick up and play. And if you can understand basic kanji with a combination of using Google Translate, maybe getting a few of those words translated there, again, one at a time, never do a full sentence or a full paragraph. You're going to get a random translation. If you can go ahead and do that, then things definitely turn out for the better. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for my little Japanese video. Let me know if you want me to do more of these covering certain topics. Let me know what those topics are, not just simply missions or cards. Be like, hey, what is a way to maybe learn this, and what is your recommendation for going about this? I, again, basically covered most of the mission stuff. So if there's something else in the game, though, that you want me to cover, let me know. And yeah, I'll do my best to do that. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.